Hello and welcome to my channel. Some of you have noticed that I've lost a few pounds and have made some very kind remarks, and I'm ready to talk about it here. Welcome back and thanks for being here. This is a little unusual for me. My channel here at StealthGTI has been focused on GTIs, my GTI specifically. Things that I've done to it, stereo upgrades as they apply to my GTI, ham radio as it applies to my GTI, trailers as they apply to my GTI. You get the idea. I haven't really branched out much as far as other Volkswagens, other makes of cars. I only have Volkswagens, but even if I still haven't even talked about any of my other cars, my other Volkswagens, and if I get something else, am I going to talk about it? Right now I am strictly GTI. And I'm not about to branch out and do a weight loss series on this channel. I have documented a lot of my weight loss journey on my bicycling channel. I'll link to it up here. But I did want to acknowledge here on StealthGTI that I've lost some weight. Overall, I have lost 57 pounds, 12% body fat? Yeah, 12% body fat and 9 inches from my waist. I hit peak weight last fall. I had gotten up to 240 pounds, and on Thanksgiving Day, that was the day that I started my diet. I was 238 pounds. The day before Thanksgiving was when I released my 3-year 93K video. Link it up there. That's the video that really exploded for me, and that's where most of you have met me. And these days, when I go back and look at that video to answer a question or something, I almost don't recognize that guy. I remember just feeling pretty normal. We've all been normalized, I think, in the U.S. to, I don't want to say accept obesity, but it's become a norm. Not the norm, but a norm in our society. And I don't want to fat shame anybody, as they call it. But at the same time, I had to recognize that I was not in good health, and it is not healthy to be obese. And I decided I wanted to do something about it. The trigger for me, I've been to the doctor. He, of course, had documented my weight increase over the years. And the thing that really, I don't want to say it really got my attention, but I had developed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Which the startling thing about that is I grew up thinking fatty liver disease is something that happens to alcoholics, and I don't drink at all. And so that was a little bit of an eye-opener. Wow, how did I get fatty liver disease? And turns out that your liver can't tell the difference between fermented sugar and alcohol or sugar and candy bars and sugary food, processed food and stuff like that. This isn't a lesson on food, so I'm not going to go any further than that. But my wife and I had traveled down to Parris Island, South Carolina to see my daughter graduate from Marine Corps boot camp. And when I'm at home, this here, what you see here, this is my usual view of myself. I look in the mirror, I shave, I brush my teeth, do whatever. And I recognize that I was overweight. But it wasn't until I was standing in front of those full-length mirrors on 3 sides of me and can see every angle. Wow, who is that guy? Right? I didn't even recognize myself. And that was when I realized that I was pretty obese. I was not morbidly obese, but I was obese. And I decided right then and there that I have had enough and I was going to do something about it. So coincidentally, I was at my allergist office, and she had a weight loss display on her desk, just a little thing about this big, and I decided to ask her about it. And it turns out that she is a health coach with a company called Optavia. And I'm not going to do an Optavia commercial here on my channel, but like I said, just go visit my other channel and watch my weight loss journey there, and you'll see what I've done. But being in a program, it gave me an opportunity to change some habits. And as I talk about that, I'll share with you another video, somebody else who I didn't follow him on his weight loss journey, but I was aware that he had lost some weight. You may or may not know him. You may or may not like him. Watch his video and don't watch it with the eye on the things about him that you either like or don't like. Watch it based on his weight loss journey and how he did it. He and I didn't do it the same way, but we had a lot of common elements along our journey. For example, like him, I'm not good at moderation. Don't ever tell me all things are okay in moderation. You don't tell an alcoholic that. If he's in AA and on the program, moderation is not an option. Cease and desist, abstinence, that is the option. And that's sort of what I had to do, and that's what a program gave me. Being on a program brought on a change of habit. And so that habit, anything you do for 21 days straight or longer, it becomes a habit. And so by eating the Optavia food and healthy food, it gave my taste buds a chance to reset. I was no longer, I don't want to say addiction, but just hooked on those sweet things that I was accustomed to eating, the fast food and all that other stuff. And with my taste buds reset, it gave me a chance to change some of my likes. I had in years past seen videos about people that you can change what your idea of sweet is. And that sounded like such crap to me. I didn't buy it, but it's true. In the times where I had maybe dieted in the past, I found pleasure in eating things like corn or say guacamole, avocado, stuff like that. Now, of course, those have naturally sweet things in them, but it's a different sweet. It's a different thing to take pleasure from. And yes, I did learn to like different things. And now that I've been at this for so long, 18 weeks, I've been on the program 18 weeks, and I've lost 57 pounds. So I'm down to 181 pounds. My goal was 180, and I got down to 180.1, and then I've put on a little bit as I'm transitioning back to regular foods now. But at this point, I don't have a desire to reacquire those tastes. The 57 pounds that I've lost, I lost through diet alone. I've known this, but now I've proven it. No amount of exercise, lifting weights, running, cardio. I'm a long distance bicyclist. None of that burns enough calories, more calories than what you stuff in your face. And I was eating way too much and unhealthy stuff. So delicious stuff, really good stuff, but unhealthy, calorie-rich, calorie-laden, carbohydrates. No amount of exercise can undo that. And so everything that I've lost, I've done it just by changing my diet, not through any sort of crazy exercise. Now that I've lost the weight, it's time for me to get into shape and do some exercising. Soon, I'm still transitioning, so my diet is slowly changing as I get back to eating more complete meals instead of the Optavia plan foods or fuelings as they call them. But pretty soon I think I'll be able to eat whatever I want, not because I'll be able to just pig out on the candy, the shakes, the sodas, and all that other stuff, but because what I want has changed. And those are all the things, those are 7 items that I just went down that I found that I have in common with his loss. Now, he lost 100 pounds. I only lost 57, but he's a much taller, bigger man than I am or was. But 57 pounds in 18 weeks, that is nothing to sneeze at. The challenge now is for me to keep it off. And 2 years, that is the magic point in which they say, if you keep the weight off for 2 years, you're probably going to keep it off. And so now my goal is, I don't want to say keep it all off, because as I work out, I want to put on some muscle mass up top. My arms have never been big. I've always been a slender man. In fact, I'm still not used to seeing my body, my face. I'm used to my face now. In fact, now when I look back on that video from November, I don't recognize that guy. Where for a while my face was just so slender, I wasn't used to it yet. I'm still not used to my arms and my legs. I feel like I got little bird legs, and my arms are thin, but this is the me that I grew up with. And so I want to try to get into some fitness, and I'm not going to say bulk up, but as I continue to lose more fat from around my waist, because it's still there, I hope that some of that weight transitions up to my chest, my shoulders, my arms. What guy doesn't want that, right? I never imagined that I'd be sharing something like this because I was always slender. I never imagined that I would see 200 pounds, much less 238, 240. That kind of weight loss and transformation in only 18 weeks. I don't want to say it's unheard of, but it has been a big change for me, and I'm still adjusting to it. So, yeah, so that's my weight loss journey. Again, go check out my other channel. I don't think I can link it twice, but it's in the link up there, and it'll be in the video description below. Feel free to check that out here. I'm not going to really talk about my weight loss anymore here on the channel. If you're interested in seeing that transformation, go visit my bicycling channel. Check it out there. And if you're interested in losing some weight, feel free to send me a message. I can turn you on to somebody that can help. There are a lot of people who will naysay or hate on the Optavia program. Some people don't like multi-level marketing. Some people think it is unhealthy. Dietitians don't like it. But the one thing out of all the stuff that I've seen people say about the program, I don't think I've ever seen anybody say, you know what, it doesn't work. It does work. And I'm proof of that. If you start it and stick with the program, no cheat days, no breaks, you will lose weight. I can practically guarantee it. Go check out my videos. You'll see the ins and outs of the costs, the sacrifices, the changes, and everything. I feel like I'm rambling on too much about weight loss on a GTI channel. So I promise next week I'll get back to the GTI-centric stuff. And until then, I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Take care.